For today's push day, I'm just trying to warm my body up a little bit. I find it's been really cold out lately. And when it is cold, my body just tends to hurt more from previous injuries. Um, I'm just doing a little bit of recumbent bike riding, and then I'm gonna do some dynamic stretching after, just to get myself ready to move. We're starting with Incline Smith machine press, which is one of the few things that I get to go heavy on, so I always love it. That said, today I kind of want to talk a bit more about diet. Um, I find a big mistake a lot of people make when they're trying to change up their diet and get more serious about their health is to just try and change everything at one time. But the thing about that is you end up relying completely on willpower, and that can only go so far, you know? So my recommendation, and this is what's worked for me and other people I know who have started in places of being quite unhealthy, is making small incremental changes over a long period of time. So what I did, for instance, was I started with cookies. I was using 4 cookies a day, right? I reduced that to eating 3.5 cookies a day until that became normal, 3 cookies a day until that was normal, so on and so forth, until they were gone. Then next, I was eating an entire sleeve of salted crackers with peanut butter every day. So that was my next thing to cut out. I went down to 3/4, then a half, then a quarter, then like 2 or 3, and then 0. But after this one, I also added in something healthy, which is just so happened to be like a staple to my diet, which is stuffed peppers. It took me about 3 years to actually get to a point where I wanted to be. Now, honestly, diet is super easy, especially because I have a goal too, right? Like, I want to get really far in bodybuilding naturally, so diet is actually like one of the most important things. Which on that, if you're trying to take your health more seriously, the first thing I recommend, if you can't get into a gym, is to just start A, taking more steps a day, and B, counting calories, nothing else. So let's get into this lift, and I'll try my best to describe some of the actual exercises to you and how to do them more efficiently. All right, first off, we'll do some high incline Smith machine press. I'm just gonna keep it light so that I can actually talk for the first set. I have it lined up so it comes like right high up on your chest. Always make sure that you're facing the way that the bar tracks that way, because you want it as you come up that your hands are coming back further. You don't want to be so like far forward, because it puts a lot of unnecessary strain on your rotator cuffs. So I go baby fingers at the line, and actually flare a little more than normal on this too. Just doing 3 sets of 6 to 8, so you can go pretty heavy. So dumbbell lateral raise is probably like my favorite, I'd say, lateral delt exercise. It's something that majority of people get wrong as well. One of the more important things, in my opinion, is getting like a little bit of a hip hinge. So like just slight bend in your hips, so that it's not your abs stabilizing, it's actually your glutes more so. And then start with your hands completely at your hips. Don't lift directly side. Don't lift straight out front. And your goal is to have your elbow leading the lift so that all three joints at the top are in line with each other, like so. Make sure to keep it controlled on the down as well. One of the biggest problems you'll see people doing is this, lifting out and trying to lead with your wrists. You want it to be always your elbow leading so that all three joints can like stack at the top. Yeah. So standing overhead tricep extensions, I find it's one of those ones where you get like an actual good stretch in the tricep, where most tricep exercises I don't really feel that you get that. In bodybuilding in particular, that's like one of the more important parts of actual working out is getting that stretch. Obviously you want to feel the contractions as well, but a slow eccentric and a nice deep stretch will always give you way more than just the contraction only. Okay, so on this one we're going to be doing the JM press, which is kind of like a cross between a close grip bench and a skull crusher. It tends to work the long head, kind of similar to the one we just did, like right before this. I find if I do it on the Smith machine, I tend to get a bit of elbow pain, so I just go with the actual easy curl bars, but just see what works for you. For me, the goal is keep the elbows up high and have the bar come like right between your eyes. I like to keep a suicide grip when I do it, but you don't have to need it fully close. I just find I get a better range of motion with suicide. You're good. You're good. This one's only for, I believe it's 2 sets of 10, 15. I find that I always have to have single arm cable lateral. So you can see I'm bringing it behind my back on that one too. That's just to get a little bit more stretch in the actual delt itself. Just let it come behind your back. Just inside the back of your head. Open your chest up a little bit towards where your hand is actually moving. And just try to direct with your elbow. Don't lift with your wrist first, lift with your elbow first. Common mistake is to do this, right? And at that point, you're literally just using your bicep and your front delta leg.